Welcome back to another episode of Organizing Tune-Ups. I'm your host, Jessica Littman, and we are breaking down big organizing concepts into small, bite-sized chunks you can do every day for 5 to 15 minutes. In this episode, we have some eco-friendly organizing hacks that I know you are going to love. The first eco-friendly organizing hack is about reusing old containers. This one's super obvious because I figure if we start super obvious and then work our way down to some of the not so obvious ones, it'll be more exciting. So using old containers. This could be old Tupperware or even like boxes that you kind of like repurpose to use for storage, I think is really beneficial. I know it looks gorgeous when everything matches and everything has like the same visual appeal, but it's not always functional or necessary for spaces. In our linen closet, I have things of all different sizes, so finding uniform organizers is not going to work, nor is it worth my time or effort in order to do that. So instead, I've used what we have, figured out ways in which to make the linen closet organized with what we have, and then if I needed to purchase one additional thing, I could that fit the size of the item we needed. So using those particular items, using old Tupperware or storageware that you might have, using bowls or bins or baskets or trays that could be used for serving platters, but you need something to contain in a different area, use that. Repurpose the stuff that you have, which goes into my second tip, which is repurpose or reuse different items that you have. So, oh my goodness, it was forever ago. I started using our serving trays as ways in which to organize and keep things tidy in our kitchen and living room. And this totally like blew up on TikTok, where people were asking like, oh my gosh, where'd you get this tray? And I was like, oh, this was like from our wedding. It was a serving platter that was like super oversized, but it worked really well to hold all of our coffee supplies. I had another tray that worked really well holding like iPads and stuff, like a charging station. And so I was using the trays and serving platters that I already had. They were just sitting in a drawer, and instead I repurposed them to use as storage for different items that kind of were piling up and needed a designated home. So using the things you currently have, because honestly, like if you have beautiful serving pieces, why are you not using them? What are you waiting for? Use them now. That's the point. Like you should be enjoying the stuff you have now and not holding on to it for someday. Yes, things did get chipped, but they were used and loved. And like, oh, that chip, yes, it was disappointing, but it's still being used and we are still finding function in it versus it's sitting in the basement or in a storage area collecting dust. Invest in sustainable items. So this means really like doing your research and finding things that aren't just like trendy, but have the longevity to last. This particularly goes with furniture. I've just found furniture and clothing really can go through a lot of like fast fashion or fast home decor. And instead of jumping on the next big trend, sitting with what you currently have, seeing if you can repurpose something that you have to fit into that new trend. So I'm going to use this as an example. I love that it's white, but in a couple months, maybe a year, I might get bored with it, but I could paint it. I could try a different like technique on this particular vase. I can learn how to kind of repurpose it instead of going out and buying a new vase. You can do that with your vases, with your flowers, your plants, your decor, pillows. You can just get a new pillow cover instead of a brand new pillow. Takes up less space. Your seasonal decor items, those things, like invest in sustainable products that have the longevity to hold up through many years of use versus, oh, this thing is cute, but it's $5. So those things add up and then become they aren't as exciting anymore after the kind of like initial purchase ends, and then now you're stuck with this thing that it might not be your favorite. So really investing in sustainable pieces. Another eco-friendly organizing hack is to find eco-friendly donation centers in your area. Now, there are so many out there that are truly eco-friendly. There are so many great organizations. If you do a quick Google search, you will find eco-friendly organizations. You can also call and ask about what their eco-friendly process is in order to ensure that you are donating to quality donation centers. Recycling is another big one. I know, like, how does recycling fit in with organizing? Well, look at the products that you have and then see if they actually are recyclable. Because a lot of times we don't always think to like recycle some of our stuff, even though it might be recyclable. That is a hard word to say. We have in Minnesota, and I know in Illinois, there are recycling centers where you can drop off larger items. They had our recycling center in Illinois, I know, had a like sale of things like they had dump trucks and like homeware stuff that people would drop off. It wasn't a donation center. This happened when I was teaching. I remember going to this, it was like a recycling center that would pull out things from the recycling and then we're able to sell it at like a really cheap price so that things just didn't end up going to waste. So look and see if they still do that. I don't know. This was well pre-COVID, so I have no idea if that's like even still a thing, but finding places that will take your things and then we'll be able to repurpose, resell, or reuse those particular items is great for doing eco-friendly organizing. I have a bonus eco-friendly organizing hack, and that is to use your Amazon boxes as storage boxes. But to do that, make sure that you like decorate the box so it looks really pretty, because then you're going to know that like it's like really quality. So my favorite ways to do this, I like using colorful duct tape because it just ensures that it's like super secure. You can also take extra fabric and hot glue it in the box and like around it to kind of wrap it up. And then your box is like really solid and it looks really cute. You can add like a knob or handle to it. I have done that and it has worked wonders, especially for kids stuff, because then they don't totally trash it. It looks like a fancy box, but you didn't have to spend all the money, and you are being eco-friendly because you're repurposing a box that you currently have along with extra fabric that you might have, or going to a fabric store and taking their kind of like scraps from them as well. Also works wonders for that. And I've also used scrapbook paper to kind of cover the box as well because it's thicker, and then the kids can decorate it. I've spray painted boxes. I have wrapped the boxes in like string twine that I've had left over, and just creating the boxes into a new light is really going to be a fun way to use some eco-friendly organizing, because you can get boxes in all different sizes. I mean, you see what comes in the mail. You get boxes all different sizes, which means you can repurpose those boxes to fit your exact needs versus going out and trying to find that exact box or that exact bin in the size that you want. Instead, you're finding something that is already there, or you can cut it to size so you don't have to worry about making sure something fits in a drawer or a cabinet. You can customize it because it's cardboard. So if you like what you heard, make sure to like and subscribe. Sign up for Organizing Tune-Ups emails so you never miss an update. I will see you in the next one.